going to start with some basic information today about strobes. Sometimes, some locations we sell lots of them, some we don't. So we're going to go over just some basic info to get your feet under you, to make sure you got the basic thing, you can sell it, and then there's all kinds of variations you can study on your own and learn the various variations. Okay, so basically strobes are highway safety device. When you're working on the side of the road, put the strobes on, make your vehicle more visible, so hopefully you don't get involved in a roadside accident. Anybody can use white or amber strobes, any vehicle. That's perfectly legal in Texas. Amber and blue strobes, by state law, are only for people that are working on highway construction. That doesn't mean we can't sell them to somebody, but if they turn them on and get in trouble, that's on them, not on us. But if you're trying to advise your customer to get the right thing, amber and blue are for active highway construction only. Anybody else, a plumber, lawn maintenance that's mowing the side of the highway, those guys need to have amber or white. Okay. Red is obviously for emergency personnel. We don't typically get involved in selling those. We can get them if there's a situation we need to, we can get them, but we don't stock them and generally don't sell many of those. Most of our stuff is going to be amber. Okay, so let's start on, if a customer comes in and tells you he needs strobes on his vehicle. The most basic ones are just surface mount ones. These are 3703s. Got 3 amber LEDs. They also come in white. They also come in blue, various things, whatever your customer needs. If you're got a guy that's doing highway construction and he wants single color LEDs, maybe an amber and a blue, and amber on one side, blue on the other. These are available in different colors, but generally we stock the amber ones. Cheap and easy. These are, if I remember right, we can look in a minute. I think are about $69 a strobe. Installs $40 per strobe. These surface mount, so they can mount in a variety of places. What's becoming more and more popular are these thin mount ones. Do the same thing, but they're obviously very thin, so they don't stick out as far where you're going to bang stuff on them or whatever. They're just called low profile, but they do the same thing. These are available in amber, white. They're also available in multicolor, where you'd have maybe an amber on one side and blue on the other side within one unit. So if you got somebody who wants amber and blue, it's pretty common they would buy something like this, but it would be both colors in one strobe unit. Last one I'm going to show you real quick is what's called a multifunction strobe, which is this guy here, which is pretty cool. This has the strobe functions, again available in different colors, but this has the strobe functions. This is amber, but this also has puddle lights and work lights. So for instance, you put this on the back bumper of a vehicle, you got the strobe function, which would be the first primary function of it, but it also has puddle lights that shine downward. So as you're working behind the vehicle, you've got some work light where you're stepping, and it has work lights that shine outwards, like these bigger kind of lights, to illuminate an area. So again, you could back up to something you were going to be working on, turn those on. You probably need 2 or 3 switches, turn those on, and you got work lights as well. They also work good on headache racks. Again, you got work lights to illuminate the bed of the truck. You've got strobe function up high where you can see it. So these are multifunction ones. Basically do the same strobe functions, but give you a couple other functions as well.
Sorry, real quick question. Where do we typically mount those?
These are surface mount, so these can mount on the grill on the front of the vehicle. They can mount on the headache rack. They can mount on toolboxes. They can mount on rear bumpers. There's a variety of ways it can be used.
Okay.
More and more people are also starting to put strobes on the side of the headache rack as well as, let's say, the back edge.
So like right here?
Correct, and that makes the vehicle visible from the sides as well. Because you're not always maybe necessarily going to be parked on, say if you're on the side of the highway in the same direction as the traffic, you might be pulled off at an angle, and those kind of things make it a little more, and again, it depends, you just got to talk to your customer, see how they're going to use it.
But all strobes, it's $40 to install it, no matter what.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Generally speaking, surface mount ones are $40 per strobe. Okay, so we also sell the ones that go inside the headlights and taillights.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at those real quick. So those come with a housing where they'll surface mount just like these other ones we've been looking at, although they're smaller. So a lot of times if you're trying to put them maybe on the very back of a truck, say under the taillights or above the taillights where there's only a small amount of space, these actually might be a better choice because they're very small with this housing on them. So they'll surface mount like this, and then in that situation, they're $40 per strobe to install. But you can also mount them inside the headlights and taillights. You pull the headlight out, for example, you drill a 1-inch hole somewhere in the casing, and just this part of it sticks up inside the headlight. So it's still very visible, but as far as when it's turned on, but it's not visible when it's turned off. There's no extra holes drilled in the body of the truck or anything that's visible. So if you want hidden ones, this is your choice. And there's a couple other different kinds, but this is basically what you use. But when you mount them in headlights and taillights, then we're dealing with $50 per strobe for install. Same light, just a different install amount because you're mounting them differently.
Okay. 50. Sorry.
Okay. One other thing I would mention is all these are programmable flash patterns. Okay. And all of them also have, you see here, there's several different wires. Obviously there's a power and a ground, but there's a couple other wires. One of these changes the flash pattern, and one of them is a synchronization wire. So synchronization, let's say I put 2 of these on the back of my truck. I can turn them on where they both do the same thing, or I could have them where this one flashes, then this one flashes, then this one flashes, and that's what the synchronization wire does. That allows the 2 lights to communicate so they know which one's doing what, and you can get them set however you want them.
Okay.
But all these things have at least 13 flash patterns, and most more than that. So there's a lot of, they can do 1, 2, 3, 4 stop, 1, 2, 3, 4 stop, or 1 flash and stop, 1 flash and stop. There's a whole bunch of different flash patterns you can do with these things. And all of them have at least 13, and most of them more than that. So
And the
again, that's
warranty on the
something, as
lights?
you're selling them, you might want to discuss with your customer, how are you going to want those to flash?
And the warranty on the lights?
Everything we sell in Echo has a 3-year warranty. Okay, one last thing, because I just talked about a bunch of stuff real quick. We always recommend we use our own website.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you go to the menu and you go to safety lighting right here, okay, most of those strobes we just talked about are here. For instance, the one we talked about, the hidden mount one,
Yeah.
here it is.
With
If you forget the pricing, tomorrow or the next day, you just go to our website real quick, click on it. There's the light, pictures and descriptions and all that, and then here's the price per light. And in the description here, it says that price is per light, and right above it, here's the additional installation. It's $50 for hidden mount and $40 for surface mount. So everything basically you need to price it out to your customers on our website.
Okay.
And not every strobe we sell is there, but probably all the most popular ones are there.
Okay.
And they all have the disclaimer too, if the ones like, for example, like this, that come in multicolor, it'll say in the body there that the price is for the white or the amber or the blue. And if you want multicolor ones, then the price is additional.
Okay.
Okay?